What's going on, guys? Cheddarpool here with another reaction video. So, I know this has been out for a little bit now, but I'm a bit behind, so we're going to kind of go with it. So, given the Dying song has been out, and after sitting with it for a while, Slipknot are one of those bands that will always have a special place in my heart. When they ever come to somewhere I can see them, I'll always see them. The Dying song was just more of what they've been doing the last few years, and like after having some time to sit with it, I haven't found anything that stood out and gone, like, give me the wow factor. And I know this is their last record with Roadrunner, and I think that's definitely a good thing at this stage. And I've always said, like, Roadrunner's always been one of those special labels to me because it had so much of my favorite bands in like the early 2000s and onwards. Slipknot have kind of outgrown that, and I don't know if this is a label thing, but I mean, I would have thought they'd have as much creative freedom as they can. I just haven't found them do anything like innovative. Like, I'm not sitting there going, I know a lot of people who are going, where's old Slipknot? Where's that rawness? Where's the brutality? Where's the Iowa? Where's the surfacing? I kind of feel like that, but it's not 2001 anymore. And this, like, I feel like the last few albums have kind of had a lot of the very similar kind of songs. There's been the odd track that stood out, like Spiders. That one, I think, is... I don't think it's an amazing Slipknot track, but it's a good track. It's different, and I'd rather swinging for the fence and missing than stagnating. And I feel like the last few albums have, like, the last few songs, they're good. They're still good. They're solid. Like, you know, the band are great, but I wouldn't care if they played them live or not. Soul Wave Earth was a good track. I like that. All Out Life. But the rest of it can, like, I feel that there's so much stuff in the back catalogue I'd rather see live. So I'm hoping Yen will do something a little bit different. I haven't listened to this one at all. I've just kind of stuck with the idea of saving this for reaction stuff. It's been out a few weeks, but, you know, this is how we do it. I like exploring it with you guys. Before we go any further, don't forget to like, subscribe to the video. I appreciate that so much. It helps out the channel massively. And, yeah, just share with your friends. But kind of getting back on it, like with Slipknot, I'm hoping this brings some kind of diversity. Their videos are generally pretty good. This one feels like, from what I've like read up, is a bit more of a cinematic video. But I'm really not caring about what the video has to offer at this stage. I just need them to offer me something musically. New album drops at the end of September, so that's in about nearly a month's time. I think it's 30th of September. And it will be interesting to see how it lands, but generally I think that Slipknot will always be one of my favorite bands, even if some of the newer tracks don't quite hit for me. But let's give it a go and see what we can get from it. Probably another clown-produced video. So before we go on, actually, I kind of want to knock on the fact that I saw Vended at Bloodstock. Now, for the Slipknot kids, they've got some raw talent there. Like, they're all just very good. They were solid live. They really... Like, the music definitely feels raw, and it's got... I think in a couple of years, their music will improve massively. It's good music. Got myself a t-shirt as well. They need to be playing smaller venues, though. They were opening the main stage, and they got pushed back, actually, to a longer set. Because there was a few lineup changes, because Life of Agony pulled out. And it was one of those things that, like, watching it, it definitely had a few, like, Griffin grabbing the mic multiple times in a way that it was giving feedback. Like, a few more live shows in the practice. I'm all for them going on tour with Slipknot and stuff like that. They are good in their own right, but it's definitely one of those, I'd like to see them play a lot more smaller shows and get the live chops together. But anyway, kind of a bit off topic there, but I wanted to touch on that. So, very good live, very much liked them. Right, back to the parents. Alright, quite a slow video to start with. Bit of an eerie intro.
You're the sin that I've been waiting for. The hands around my throat is all I can think about. The smell of sweat and blood. I would feed you all my pleasures just to drown in all of yours. Have you heard of me? Are you hurting me? Let me savor what I'm waiting for. A chance to make me choke.
It reminds me of Kill Pop, and Kill Pop was one of those songs that I actually think was one of their better songs in the last few years. I like the video for that one as well. This is the kind of innovative kind of stuff that I like, that takes away from just some of the same riffs that we're kind of getting and the same structures. So nice to get a different dynamic rather than just being like, and but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see.
All I can think about. The taste is red and rust. Can I hold you in my mouth until I fade into this form? Can you cover me?
Disco Clown.
Will you breathe for me? As the night goes in, got across my skin when my death begins. I wanna know that I would die for you. I die for you. As the night goes in, got across my skin when my death begins. I wanna know that I would die for you. I die for you. I don't know what has happened yet.
I like it so far. It doesn't feel very punchy though. It doesn't feel like it has much of an oomph to it. But I've always liked Corey's clean vocals, and it doesn't need to be, I've seen Stone Sour more times than I've seen Slipknot, and Stone Sour were really good up until a point, in my opinion, where I felt like that they stopped being Stone Sour after a few albums because they changed quite a few members. And then the last album to me was just, I think I might have one of their tracks on my playlist. It just felt really I don't know, there was nothing there that really gripped me. But Corey's vocals, his solo album was really good in my opinion. I think it was a good rock album with different layers. And he's such a creative guy. And when they take the dark side of it and just put clean vocals on it, I think it really brings a good dynamic. But I feel like there's something missing in the punch. Let's keep it going.
A surge of panic, zeal, worry when it's not a fact. This game is fine by me. All the words for retribution only add up to revenge.
I like that guitar in this bit.
Overpower me. And devour me. As the night goes in, cut across my skin. When my death begins, I wanna know that I would die for you. I die for you. As the night goes in, cut across my skin. When my death begins, I wanna know that I would die for you.
There it is. Just so we go any further, one thing I like about that is firstly, more Sid scratching. Like I love that kind of dynamic that always brought Slipknot's like ambience up more, and that really put it to the forefront, and that was good. I really liked it into a breakdown. And I like the different guitar riffs they're using in this. This sounds like a lot more creative and a lot more dynamic. I'm actually vibing with this quite a lot. Like, even though I thought there was a little bit of a punch missing, and then they brought the punch in a little bit later. I like that. This is what, to me, is more of a standout track rather than just, right, here's a heavy song for the sake of heavy song. It does so much more for it. And it does so much more for me as a listener. And I've always been generally quite fair with Slipknot. Like, I know stuff that I go, I don't like that, I do like that. I know what I like, it'll be in my playlist. And this feels like it's got a lot more dynamic edge than the Dying song. It feels like it was written easier, if that makes sense as well. Like, it feels like it flowed much better in what they really envisioned. But the scratching, yeah, I love that. Really, really like that. Wasn't sure if that's the end. Still quite a bit left. Interesting video. Oh god. Tortilla man and a kid's piano. Well, at least we know he can play. He's not just the drummer. Is it Michael Pfeiffer? Is that how they say it? Or Fife? Nope. This is just the end of the video. Okay. There we go. So, interesting dynamic of a song. I feel like that there was some standout moments in it, and it gives me a lot more of a higher hope for the album than what the Dying song gave me, because a lot of people were comparing it to Subliminal Verses, which, to be honest, a lot of people loved, and I was not that much of a fan of. It was one of those times I remember, because I saw Slipknot in 2002, and that was one of the most intense, scary, and addictive shows I've been to, because it was the first time I'd ever been to a gig, and they were... Corey had the dreads, they had the dry ice, they had the smoke, they had everything, the intensity. Disaster Pieces DVD, it's like that tour. I saw him the day after, or 2 days after they filmed that. And it really, like... And then they come out with Subliminal Verses, and they stripped everything back. They played with Slayer, supported by Hatebreed and Mastodon. And it just... It lost all of that magic that it had to me. And I think that kind of tarred the album for me, personally. There's some really good tracks on there. Like, you know, 3-0. We got Stuck with Duality, which it's an anthem. But it's never been one of my favourite songs. The Nameless. Vermilion. Those are some really good songs that I liked off it. But it just kind of like... I'm a bit more mature to be able to appreciate what they're doing now. And, you know, it's a good album. I don't think Slipknot have necessarily done a bad album. I don't think that this will be a bad album by any stretch. I think that less Dying Song, more this. And if we can incorporate, this kind of is going hypocritical for what I said, is just the fact that stuff like Scissors and... oh, God. I've got that brain fart where I just can't remember the name of the song. It was off the first album. I remember that much. And it just... It made... Oh, God, what is it called? It is... If we can get there... Prosthetics. And Tattered and Torn. And Purity. Those kind of songs are the ones that, like, leave a lasting effect. And I'd love to see more of that. Like, I know that they're not really doing that kind of stuff as much anymore, but I would love to see more of it. That's why one of the last songs I enjoyed of, I think it was the last album, was Birth of the Cruel. That was a different dynamic. More of that. This, very interesting video. More Sid. I would love to see more Sid. Like, we got a nice bit of Sid doing some scratching in the middle. This one's definitely going to be I'm going to have to sit on. I think it's going to be a really good song for me in the long run. And Slipknot always come to town. I always see them. They put on one of the best live shows you ever see. Corey Taylor is still the best front man going in metal for the most part. It's undeniable. But they are... I'm expecting them to be announced for download next year, so we shall see. But in the meantime, let me know what you think. Any more suggestions and stuff to check out that you'd like to see me react to? I'll try and get through as much as I can in the coming weeks. And yeah, let me know what you think. What do you expect for the new album? What do you think that they're going to attempt? But thank you for watching. And again, subscribe. Really helps the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.